Hi, Year 10s. Today we're continuing on with statistics. We're looking at 10B measure of spread. Okay, so 10B from our textbook, starting that part of the chapter today. Get you to go on to the key ideas. There's quite a few. I'll quickly go through them and then I'm going to show some examples. So we'll get straight into it. Common measure of spread used to describe a data set is the range. So we touched on that in our last video for 10A. It's the difference between the maximum and minimum scores. So you find that out by minusing your minimum from your maximum. Difference between the minimum and the maximum. Interquartile range, or the IQR, is another measure of spread used to describe a data set. It is the middle 50% of data. That's the middle 50% of a data set. To calculate the interquartile range, follow these following steps. It's probably going to be easier for me to just show you that as an example. So there's not too much you need to copy in. They're the key ideas there for you. What we need to do when we look at the measure of spread is we need to find the 5-figure summary, which is this here. It is the minimum, the maximum, the median, which is the middle number, and then your Q1 and your Q3, which is basically the middle, and you split them into halves. And I'll explain in a little bit more detail with the examples. But basically, your 5-figure summary, Q0, Q1, Q2, obviously that's Q3, Q4. Okay, so they're all represented by Q0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your minimum is your lowest, your maximum is your highest, your median is your middle number, Q1 is the middle number of the bottom half, and Q3 is the middle number of the top half. Okay, we'll go through this example now. I want you to have that in your books too. So this whole thing, please copy into your books. That's your 5-figure summary. All right. So we are looking at this example 10B2 from your textbook. We're being asked to find the 5-number summary or the 5-figure summary for this data set. Okay. The first thing we need to do is we need to arrange the scores in order. All right. So from smallest to largest, like they've done here, put it in order. Okay. Once you've put it in order, and you then find the median. So find the middle number, which is what they've done. So you can see that there's 4 on either side here, leaving 5 as your middle number. Okay. Divide it into 2 equal sets, remembering not to include the median, which is what they've done there and what I've underlined there as well, dividing it into 2 sets. Then to find Q1, you're basically going to just break this part here in half. Okay. So your Q1 is the number between 2 and 3, which is 2.5. You do the same thing with your Q3. You've got 6 and 6, so it's actually going to stay as 6. So what you do is you add them together and then divide it by 2, which gets you your Q1 and your Q3. Okay, so 2 plus 3 gets you to 5, divided by 2, 2.5. Same with the 6. That is your Q1 and your Q3. Your minimum and your maximum is easy to identify. Your 8 your max. Your 2 is your min. And your 5 is your medium. Okay, so your 5-figure summary right there is your minimum's 2, your Q1 is 2.5, your median or your Q2 is 5, Q3 is 6, your maximum is 8. Okay. Now, there are a couple examples that I'm going to go through, one being if you have an odd number and the other being if you have an even number of data, and they're a little bit different. So I'm going to go through that now. So the first one is find the 5-figure summary of the following data set with an even amount. First step we need to do is we need to put them in order from smallest to largest, which I will do now. 2, 3, 3. 4, 7, 8. Cool. So we've got, that's our data now in order. We have an even amount. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. The easiest way for us to do this is let's find our minimum and our maximum first. Very simple. Q0, Q4. Minimum, maximum done. You've got 2 out of the 5 right there. Now we need to split this into 2 even groups. Okay, with there being 10, we're going to split it straight down the middle. Okay, so you can now see that there are 5 on either side. To work out our median or our Q2, we're going to find the number between 7 and 8. So 7 plus 8 gets you to 15. Divide that by 2, gets you to 7.5. So that's your median or your Q2. Okay, now what we need to do with an even amount, we're going to split it in half. So we're now just looking at this half because we're not including our median. We're using those 5 numbers. To find the Q1, it's just the middle number of this half, which is this here. Okay, you can see there's 2 on the left, 2 on the right of that 3. So that middle number is 3. Our Q1 is 3. Okay, we do the exact same thing for this half as well. The middle number of this top half is our 9, so that becomes our Q3 is 9. So our 5-figure summary, our Q0 is 2, Q1 is 3, our median is 7.5, our Q3 is 9, and our Q4, our maximum, is also 9. There's your 5-figure summary if you have an even amount. So you need to just put it in order, split it in 2, and then work through it that way. Now this is if we have an odd amount. What we're going to do, start again by putting it in order first of all. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so we have an odd amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, let's work our minimum and our maximum first of all. Obviously, minimum's 1, so Q0 is 1. Our Q4 is 9. All right, now what's our middle number? If we have 9 numbers, our middle number is going to be our 5th number. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our 5th number just happens to be a 5 in this. That's our Q2, or our median is 5. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit different because we do not include our median when we break down the others into 2 halves. So we're gonna, this is our group, and this is our group. All right, then we split those down the middle, find our Q1 and our Q3. So out of these 4, the split is directly in there. Okay, so our Q1 is 2 plus 2 divided by 2, which is 4 divided by 2, which gets us to 2. So our Q1 is 2. All right. Now, on this side, we're going to split it straight down the middle here. Okay, so the number between 6 and 7 for our Q3 is 6.5. Again, 5-figure summary. Q0 is 1, Q1 is 2, Q2 is 5, Q3 is 6.5, Q4 is 9. There's your 5-figure summary for an odd amount. Okay. The last thing we want to touch on is our interquartile range. Our interquartile range is the middle 50% of the data. And to find that, all you're going to do is substitute your Q1 from your Q3. So our interquartile range for that first example, IQR equals 9 minus 3 equals 6. So our interquartile range for that one is 6. For this one, it is Q3, take Q1, so 6.5 minus 2 equals 4.5. So our IQR equals 4.5. All you're going to do is Q1 from Q3. Okay, I'll post the questions that you need to do on our Teams page or on your Teams page, depending on who your teacher is. let me know or let your teacher know if you have any questions or you're struggling at all, please. Thanks, guys.